Hey guys, Tyra here bringing you a breakdown of the December balance patch version 1.4. This is the one with the commander changes, well, the British commander changes, so let's have a look at what they've gotten up to. Commandos, one of the ones that won. The major limiting factors of the Commander Regiment Commander is that most of the abilities are extremely map dependent. Well, yeah, I suppose like the bombing run, it's good, but it's only really good against trucks. And what is it? Mortar cover. You know, it targets a sector. It's one of the only abilities. There used to be a few more abilities that targeted sectors, but they got changed to be just standard AoEs, like the command tank aura from the Panzer IV, for example. But yes. Anyway, continuing on. While mortar cover and air supremacy are extremely strong, yes, correct, we feel this commander fails to provide any long-term sustainable abilities. Yeah, probably true. The commander has been reworked to support aggressive infantry-oriented play. Since the commander is extremely munitions-based, most of the abilities have reworked to provide a smaller but more concentrated effect for an affordable cost. Okay, Commando Glider. We feel that one of the issues, sometimes when there's like a small error, like it makes it so much harder to read, of infantry-oriented British builds is the lack of field presence that stems from probably a lack of on-map reinforcement options. Cost decreased from 500 to 390. Yeah, well, commandos at 500 were insanely expensive, so that's a good change. I mean, that's 390 is now the cost of shock troops. So shock troops, oh, we'll see what the other changes are first. CP from 4 to 3, that's good. I think shock troops come in at 2 CPs. I think paratroopers come in at 3, so comparable to paratroopers. Paratroopers is 3? I think so. Anyway, 4 was way too high. By the time they came out, like most squads had Vet 2, Vet 3, and yeah, they was completely ineffective. Cooldown decreased from 240 to 60. Yeah, nobody was spamming it anyway, so don't know why the cooldown had to be so long. Infantry can now reinforce from glider in enemy territory. Ooh, that makes the glider a bit more attractive. Remember, the glider from Commandos doesn't have the forward retreat point. So it's kind of like you just popped it out there. But now, you know, I could see you actually using a glider to land in enemy territory to make a good push with. And, you know, use the glider to reinforce your push. So, yeah, that's definitely going to help British with being more aggressive infantry play. Commando is being changed. Most powerful ability is throwing gamma bombs. Yes, very powerful. Very fast fuse on the gamma bomb and good AoE. Good damage as well. Most grenades do 80 damage. The light gamma bomb does 100. And the bundle grenade does 120. That was one of the last changes made to the bundle grenade. And yeah, very fast fuse and quite a fast throwing time on the gamma bomb made it very lethal. Anyway, we find that Commando SMGs suffer from poor moving performance and tends to typically underperform. Yeah, Commandos stems weren't very good. At the same time, Commando's ambush bonus, which triggers a non-voluntary sprint, is extremely powerful versus weapons teams and grenadiers, but becomes a liability versus OKW infantry. Yeah, it's probably true. Finally, Commandos earn little benefit in terms of their combat bonuses with their veterancy. Yeah, their combat, do they get any combat bonuses? They got like grenade throwing range or something, and the smoke when they retreat. But you know, like received accuracy bonuses, they were really lacking in veterancy. So they were really just relying on landing their grenades, which made them a bit of a gimmick. So moving accuracy getting bumped up quite a significant amount. Reinforcement time being reduced. pop cap being reduced. Ooh, how does that compare to obers? I think obers are still 10, right? Oh, maybe I should open up the other page as well. Obers. I don't think they changed the pop cap of obers though. Some 10. Yeah, I don't think they changed obers pop cap. So yes, being a little bit cheaper than obers, a little bit more expensive than some other squads. Light gamma bombs, so they're increasing the timer by 0.25 a second. Not a huge change. Oh, I thought the damage on the light gamma bomb was already 100. Was I incorrect on that thought? Oh no, it's not in here. That means I got to go back. Weapon list. Gammon bomb. Gammon bomb medium. Oh, it is 120 damage. Okay, I thought it was 100. So yes, they're decreasing that to 100. Decreasing the... So the near is changing. The near... So the amount of damage... So the AoE is basically being reworked. So less damage. The near damage is smaller. So like close to the center of the grenade will be doing less, more like a smaller area to do lethal damage. Like infantry is 80 health, so 100 damage is like overkill. Really, 120 damage is most important against squads and heavy cover. Heavy cover decreases damage by 50%. So a grenade that does 120 damage leaves a squad on 20 health, which is not much, which often leads to wipes. These are high damage, whereas usually like a regular grenade, the squad will be left on 40 health, which leaves you a bit of time to retreat. So yes, they are decreasing the effectiveness of the gamma bomb overall. So not by much though. Honestly, it's still probably going to be very strong. Like they're just tweaking it a little bit. Okay, smoke grenade ability. Move from Vet 1 to Vet 0, so they're making it a bit more like shock troops. Now blocks fire and vision. Okay, I barely ever use this, honestly, because I did like playing as Commandos as Brits, but Commandos were so expensive and they came so late. That was my main problems, and obviously that's been fixed now, so I do look forward to trying to use this commander a lot more, and will probably actually make me play Brits a lot more, because I found the standard way to play Brits quite boring, but I think this will motivate me to play some more Brits. Cost increased to 25, fine. Does not break stealth when fired. That is an interesting change. Shares cooldown with the gamma bomb. Yeah, I think that's where they want to go. They want to have smoke grenades and regular grenades on the same cooldown, similar to most mortars that have smoke and barrage on the same cooldown. So you can't smoke, run up, throw a grenade at support weapons. Anyway, ambush being decreased in speed. and decreased in duration. And that's probably good. As I said, it gives you like a forced sprint, and sometimes you wouldn't want to be sprinting. Commandos can now fire their weapon while moving when the ambush bonus is active. Oh wow, that's a huge change. So yeah, that's going to make sprint a lot better, which is obviously why they had to decrease its duration and bonuses. Sprint now requires Vet 2. Okay. Veterancy. Self-heal moved from Vet 3 to Vet 1. Alright. Vet 2 accuracy modifier from 25% to 30%. Vet 3 now provides a received accuracy bonus of 0.9. So they're increasing the combat stats, switching the healing around. So I think Commandos are going to be much better. And I hope that their demo charge has the same demo charge changes as the Soviets got. So here we are putting the Commandos glider to the test for the British. Comes at 3 CPs now, as you can see. 3 CPs, here it comes. And we have to test if the enforcement in enemy territory works. So pull this bad boy in. It's enemy sector. It takes a sweet amount of time to call in. Meantime, we're going to add some munitions so we can test out some of these other abilities and the add some command points as well. So we'll go up to 12 CPs, add a couple thousand munitions. Oh, Scheiße. Oh, it's alright. Okay, so we're in enemy territory. So we will delete 2 of these squad members. And the reinforcement is available from the glider. Good, it's working. Cool. Smoke Raid. We are changing this ability to benefit all British squads, but again, keep its scope small, targeted and sustainable. The ability revolves around ambushing and makes advances over enemy territory using smoke. I honestly have no idea what Smoke Raid does. I'm ashamed to say. So, alright. I don't think I ever used it. I might have used it once and decided it was terrible and never used it again. Delivers line of sight blocking smoke at target location. All infantry units will cloak during the duration of this ability when in cover. Oh, that sounds pretty strong. Light cover smoke is dropped on non-commando infantry every 15 seconds. So this is definitely going to help with pushes. Decap speed now properly applies to all squads. I didn't realize Smoke Raid gave a decap speed bonus. That's interesting. But maybe it's because it wasn't properly applying to all squads. Targeted a ability that affects a large area. Oh yeah, so you can see the on the mini-map there, you can see the area that's affecting. So pretty much this whole sector. So a pretty large area. Can only be targeted in enemy sector or frontline territory. Okay, so can't do it in your base. Let's just test if we cap this, if we can do it in this, because this is not a frontline territory. I suppose this will be an extra neutral sector, so this could be considered frontline, but this definitely wouldn't be surrounded by all friendly territory. So Smoke Raid can be done in this territory. Okay, so maybe by frontline territory they mean just not in your base. Okay, so let's test out the Smoke Raid operation. I made a slight error in my first test, so let's give this another shot. So we'll try to target it on this sector here and try and avoid this one so we can test out the decapping speed time bonus. So it should make this guy go stealthed. Targets infantry. Shouldn't target commandos. So it's definitely getting the commandos there. But maybe that's just RNG smoke because it's targeting this. We'll test the capping speed now. Get this goes into the capping circles, pretty similar timing. And that is decapping way faster. Pretty much like twice, maybe even 3 times as fast neutralize on that sector. So yeah, pretty profound neutralizing bonus there. And yeah, now it's not targeting these. So that must have just been an RNG piece of smoke coming down there. They hit the commandos before. And yeah, it gives them stealth once the ability is active. So there is smoke grenade operation. Assault. We are changing the way the ability works to give it a more offensive nature. Accuracy bonus and speed now increase now affects all infantry squads. I'm not sure which squads it affected before and which it didn't. Sprint replaced by 25% speed increase. So I suppose this is becoming more like For Mother Russia, looks like. Accuracy bonus reduced. Tommy's gain plus 100% accuracy on the move. That is a huge change. Does not apply to heavy weapons. I suppose they're talking about LMGs, but Tommies can't fire LMGs on the move, so it wouldn't work that way anyway. Does this mean the scope Bren it doesn't work for? Or yeah, you have to stand still to fire the Piets. So I suppose they just put this in here just so people didn't get confused. Munitions cost reduced by 10, duration reduced to 45. So it looks like this is really going to help you push. Like Tommies are really bad at pushing forwards and firing on the move, like running in and trying to push territory, which can be a problem for Brits. So this is going to, I think this is going to be a really strong ability. 100% more accuracy on the move. That is a huge bonus. I suppose it's, you know, they've decreased the bonus here, but I look forward to trying this out, honestly. An assault operation. Oh, it gives us recon plane, so it'll be a turn in the fog of war on.
Units have been put on alert for all-out assaults with air support.
So there's the bonus speed. So a pretty noticeable increase in speed there. And obviously, yeah, they get the combat bonuses as well. Mortar cover now affects a radius of 25 meters. So yeah, no longer it's used to target a sector. So usually, you know, if you targeted the right sector, it would cover a huge area. But you know, your opponent could like retreat a tiny bit over the sector and be fine. So they're going to make it change to an area rather than targeting a sector, which is good. Recharge time from 240 to 120. All right. Munitions cost decreased from 150 to 130. It's a 25 meter radius. So is this like quite a small radius? I think it's like reasonably small. I have to test that out. Because this ability was really strong. Like really strong. Probably the only reason you picked the commander. It was very strong. So looks like they're making it over quite a small area now. Next one, mortar cover, 130 munitions. So you can see the area there. It looks like it's similar size, maybe a little bit smaller than the smoke raid. We got to clear the area. We'll add some enemies in here. And was this doing... We had a vehicle in here just in case as well.
Infantry enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points. Check for entry, someone.
Oh, I wonder if you need sight for this to work.
Position has been destroyed.
Oh, there's something we can check as well. Okay, well you need sight to activate it, obviously. Should have thought of that. Because I think previously, I don't think you did need sight.
White phosphorus,
Okay.
explosives and flares being fired by mortars now.
So in comes some water cover, covering a, you know, decent area.
We'll flatten the area.
So there comes the white phosphorus. I don't have sights, so it's still going off. Oh, now it's giving me sight. So it looks like it's just dropping them at random. But it's giving me... How did I get sight of this? Does it give flares? Okay, flares at the end. Oh, that's pretty sweet. I wonder if that'll work differently if I have sight the entire time. It seemed like the shells were just dropping at random, maybe. So, turn the fog of war off. Instant ability recharge. See, drop it now.
Artillery barrage starting as ordered.
Now we've got sight. See how it works.
Order received. We're chucking the kitchen sink at 'em.
Chuck the kitchen sink at them, boys. So, I thought I targeted it up here. So yeah, it seems like the shells just drop at random. They don't really target anything. So it'll be good at, you know, flushing out support weapons if your enemy's got a big concentrated amount of them. Maybe, you know, gets Osseer, double packs, something like that. Force them away. Should be able to make a good push with this. Air Supremacy. Cost decreased from 325 to 250. Oh, what? A recon plane will now fly over the area before being followed by autocannon-armed Typhoons that will strafe vehicles and infantry once. 3 heavy bombers will follow up afterwards, bombing the area. So they're changing air supremacy, because it used to be a huge bombing run, but it was really broken. It would just kill OKW trucks, guaranteed. Huge amount of bombs, which, you know, it made for a spectacle, but it was very broken. Then they nerfed it, so like the bombs only came in like quite a small area, a bit more similar to the IL-2 bombing run, but a bit more powerful. Obviously cost more, but now it looks like they're changing it again. Okay, air supremacy operation. So this has been changed, so now it's going to give us some Typhoons. They're going to fly through, do some damage to infantry and tanks. Oh, and it also gives us scouting plane that goes first, so we should probably change the fog of war again.
The Tactical Air Force is sending support.
Go, go, Tactical Air Force!
Air support is here.
So there's the recon plane. Here come... So looks like those Typhoons are pretty ineffective against infantry. Looks like they don't really target them. There's the bombs. Bombs seem to be in a pretty straight line. Oh! Whoa, okay. First lot of bombs seem to be almost in an exact straight line. Second seem to scatter quite widely. Seems to be quite good. I believe seems to be quite good. Maybe the where you target affects where the infantry. Cause it appears like the infantry strafing planes don't like lock on, similar to the IL-2s or something. That so we'll do it right on top of the squad and see if that affects the strafing plane. Yeah. So you have to target this right on top of the infantry squad you want to kill, and then it'll work. So that's good to know. Good to break these down. Yeah, the first run of bombs seems to be in almost a direct straight line, starting very early. Seems like they start a little bit earlier than I was expecting. So yeah, now you know how it works. The first run of bomb in a very straight line, starting very early. So if I activated it here, the first bombs are landing back here. So be careful where your shit is, because it could get fucked up by this that first bomber. And then the second one seems to scatter a bit more widely on each side. Covers a very large area, as you can see here. It does quite a lot of damage as well. 2 of them end up killing that Stug just by random bombs. So yeah, that's the Commandos. I think, yeah, we might have to change that first bomber so the first line of bombs doesn't land so deep into your own territory. I'll have a word to the modding team about that. So yeah, this commander seems to be really good. So I'm very excited to try it out. Let's switch over now to Royal Engineer. Royal Engineer. We find that the primary downsides of this commander are poor synergy with the faction, as well as highly situational abilities. To improve its viability and utility, we have made the following changes. Stand fast. The player now must target an emplacement they would like the ability to affect. So this is the one that repairs every emplacement you have, right? Even if it's braced. But stand fast. Got to target one emplacement. Brace and healing is reduced during combat by 50%. This is confusingly worded, but I believe when you brace and pop heal, the healing is reduced. By 50%, or perhaps using stand fast while in combat and braced. Whilst braced and in combat, the healing is reduced by 50%. Okay, it's got better explanation in the ability description here. It does not self-repair when braced. So that clears up how the ability works. Did they change? Was that always the case, or did they change that for this? I know back originally it definitely wasn't the case. But I don't know if they changed it before this patch or not. Anyway, can you do it on multiple emplacements? That's what we're here to test. We've got 2 here. No, only 1 emplacement. And will last for 50 seconds. Looks like it has a 90-second timer there. So 90 seconds. So once it gets a little bit over half, it should stop repairing. So maybe that's when the cooldown starts. So overall, so it's okay. We've gone past 50%. Damage it back down. Is it healing? It's still healing. Oh, okay. Okay, I misread that. So it's supposed to last 90 seconds. Vehicle repair. The player now must target a vehicle they would like the ability to affect. Recharge time from 120 to 45 seconds. Cost from 100 to 40. The effect ends when the vehicle is fully healed. So this, it looks like this was the ability that was in all the other. I'm not sure if they're just changing vehicle repair for Royal Engineer, making it specific, or because this ability is also in Mobile Assault, I think. This ability, was strong, but sometimes you want to use it on one tank, but maybe you want one of your other tanks to take in maybe a bazooka shot, but you still needed it to be in combat, whilst the other tank was on one shot from death and you need to heal them up. You pop this ability, but then both tanks would be immobilized and start healing themselves. So I think this is a good change, switching it to be target specific. So it seems like it's becoming more like Soviet vehicle repair, except better, because it doesn't give you, it costs more up front, but it doesn't give you a munitions penalty whilst it's running. So yeah, you target the tank.
Crews are off to repair any damaged vehicles. Batteries firing smoke shells on target.
Okay, still get smoke. See, this is actually a very good ability, and the repair speed seems to be unchanged. Just yeah. So you know, even though British are getting their repairs nerfed on the engineers, this ability is going to be very strong, helping make up for it. So similar to Soviets, how their repairs are sometimes a bit lacking, but you know, if you could have a conscript with conscript repairs, or you know, the vehicle crew repairs that they have. Can you target this on multiple? No, only one. So yeah, it's better than the Soviet one, but you can obviously only do it on one tank at a time. So you know, different advantages for different factions. Okay, command vehicle. Yeah, see, command vehicles haven't been used much since they changed it, so you can no longer put them on the universal carrier. So what have they changed here? We are readjusting some of the most extreme risk-reward elements of the ability to allow it to be integrated in more strategies. Command vehicle no longer affected by a speed penalty or a received accuracy penalty. Still retains the minus 50% accuracy and plus 100% reload time modifier. So yeah, it used to be the command vehicle, when you put it on, would go extremely slowly. So it looks like they're removing that. They're making it so it shoots like... So it's not very effective in combat, but it's not going to be moving around slow as shit. So I think this could actually be quite good to put on maybe like a Centaur, something like that. I think would be quite good with the command vehicle, and certainly makes it a more attractive ability to use. AVRE petard mortar ability is now affected by the reload time increase. So putting a command vehicle on the AVREs going to slow down its reload. That's a good change. Aura no longer affects emplacements. I didn't realize it did. Command vehicle recon to cost 50 munitions. Okay, yeah, it should have cost munitions all along. It used to be so annoying with the planes just flying around 24/7. Loiter time reduced from 90 to 45. Yeah, good changes. So they're making it a lot more attractive to put on a tank, so it won't be completely hamstrung by its movement. But they're making the recon more expensive. Command vehicle aura. Okay, they're changing the aura as well. Accuracy decreased from 35% to 20%. Cooldown bonus decreased from 30 to 20. Reload bonus from 30 to 20. Received accuracy modifier removed. I didn't know it had a received accuracy modifier. So it also decreasing its aura by a pretty significant margin. But yeah, as I said, having the tank move around at full speed is such a massive change. Probably take this off the road so it doesn't get the road speed bonus. We'll designate this a command vehicle. Yes. That's on the road, looking pretty speedy.
Off we go. How's the oil pressure?
Okay. And let's check. Well, what we'll do is we'll put... Oh, hold on. Does the aura affect itself? I wonder. Alright, well, we'll put a tank next to it and we'll compare their rate of fire. So remember, this is being impacted by the command tank's aura. I wanted to get these on a similar timer, that didn't really work. Oh yeah, you can see the change in reload speed already. Massive difference between the two. Yeah, I mean this one's firing over 2 shots for each one of this. So 100% reload modifier, and it looks like the aura that it gives doesn't affect itself. So this is firing over twice as slow as a tank that is being impacted by its aura. So so yeah, it's got the munitions cost there. Cool. AVRE reload time increased from 30 to 40 seconds. Projectile arc to match the Sturm Tiger will fly over most obstacles, but will always collide with vehicles in front of the AVRE. Oh, will not fly over most obstacles. So reload time increased. Costs. Okay, manpower going down, fuel going up. Rotation rate. Is this of the tank or of the turret? Not sure. Health reduced from 1400 to 1080. That's a big reduction. So that's a standard Churchill health down to 1080. What's 1080 health? It's the Tiger? I think the Tiger's 1200, right? I'm not sure. Anyway, health being nerfed and armor being increased. So a lot of the complaints about Churchills in general was that they have, a lot of health but not that much armor. So if they take a lot of damage, it takes forever to repair them. So going to increase the chance of bouncing by a little bit, but this is a pretty significant nerf to the health. So overall, a nerf to the durability. Still seems like it's probably going to be stronger than the newly nerfed Sturm Tiger though. Remember, the AVRE mortar shot does 400 damage, and I think the revised Sturm Tiger shot does 560. So it still does less damage than the Sturm Tiger. Finally, we have the AVRE, which is different cost to what they didn't change the cost. It's supposed to be 560 and 560 manpower, 160 fuel. So let's shoot past the King Tiger. No, it's going through the King Tiger. Maybe the AVRE is not there. Maybe they've not changed this because it hasn't got the changed cost. Anti-building mortar support. We find that the ability is extremely map dependent and thus limited in use. The building destroying aspect of the ability is often unneeded, as the AVRE probably can perform similar duties with greater flexibility. To improve the ability's usefulness and effectiveness, the following changes have been made. So steadily drops 8 shells over 12 seconds on a targeted position. Cost decreased by 10. Damage over time. Frequency decreased. Yeah, okay, that's good. So decreasing the damage over time. This used to kill infantry real fast, so it's alright. So it looks like maybe this doesn't target buildings anymore. So let's test out this flame mortar support. So I wanted to test if it used to only target buildings if there was a squad inside. I'm pretty sure enemy squad in it.
Flame mortar attack has been ordered.
So it looks like this is just going to be on an area. It looks like a reasonably small area as well. The shells come down. So it kind of looks similar to the Soviet one, but the shells come down slowly instead of in one burst, but maybe they cover like a slightly larger area. Test it again. You can see the area indicated by the circle, not that large. How much does this cost? 140. So yeah, it looks like kind of like the Soviet one, but it comes down in piece by piece, but covers a larger area. Costs more munitions, maybe a bit expensive. There you see it in effect. Well, we'll test on an infantry squad now. So yeah, reduce damage. So it looks like the shells do like a good chunk of damage as soon as they land. Looks like they did close to 40 damage when landing on a squad. And then he's not in the flames, but it did seem to kill the squad that was in it. So pretty fast. So yeah, that's the ability. So it looks like the shells do damage when they land, maybe about 40 damage. Then the damage over time covers a similar area, maybe a bit more than the Soviet one, and costs more, but comes down, you know, piece by piece. So I mean, the Soviet one comes down piece by piece in like maybe 3 or 4 shells, but like a lot faster. This one comes down a lot more slowly. So there you have it, guys. All the abilities have been broken down and demonstrated to you, except for the new AVRE. My first impressions, I would guess that maybe the Commando Glide is going to be a little bit too good. Mortar cover seems a bit not so good. Seems a bit bad. Air supremacy seems too good. The bombs seem to be too many bombs from that. Stand fast, fine. Vehicle repair, good. Command vehicle probably will be used more. Might be a little underpowered, but we'll see how it goes. The anti-building mortar support maybe a little bit weak compared to the Soviet one, but certainly like not out of range of what would be normal for the game. So I'll wrap on that, and I hope you enjoyed it. So stay tuned for the next batch of commander changes. I'll try to do a breakdown just like this, maybe even slightly higher quality.